Here we go.
Hello and welcome to Money on the Floor Currency Trader. Right now, we're showing off a new robot, believe it or not. I know, it's what we do. Keep coming up with these ideas, we keep testing them. Believe me, I have a lot of flops too. But this one is awesome. I mean, it's better than anything I've seen yet. And basically, it's two different robots that I got put together. And it's better than Double Trouble. This one should have been called Double Trouble because this one will put any broker in trouble, that's for sure. So anyway, let me show it to you, or at least explain it to you. And what it is right here is we have one arrow here, and this one here. See if I hover over it, if it'll. Let me just pull it up. It's easier. This one here is the cash cow arrows adjustable. If you click on that one, it's set at number 3, and you can go down to 2. It don't matter. And what that number is the oscillator at the bottom is accustomed to it. And what it does is that wherever it is, if that's a 3, if you set this to a 3 oscillator, it only has an arrow where it's green, and it only has a down arrow where it's red. So it makes sense. Makes, perfect sense, actually. And then we have these other ones, which are called fast payday zones. We have another robot that's called fast payday zones, uses this one. Now, this one is able to be manipulated sideways and by the oscillator. So it's pretty good. And what it does is if you make number 2 and number 4, the arrow moves over to another spot. So sometimes if you want to work an indicator where you have a robot with an indicator that's got a green line, and if you use the other one, you can't ever get a trade on it because it's always going to be where the red is. This one and this one will work with that. So you can do a robot on that one too. I probably will try to do that. Why not? I wasn't able to do it with this arrow because it never lines up with it. I don't get that many trades. And what happens is, let me show you on the chart itself, now that you understand what arrows we're using. And this is our typical chart, and this is our typical arrow down here. But what we did is we put another arrow on it, so we have 2 arrows going in the same direction. One there, one here. And basically, as it crosses the moving average, it shoots off another arrow, basically, as you can see right here. One here and one here. And you can see how good they were. So if you got in here, you could get a second position here and have traded it down. So it's pretty awesome even for manual trading. Now I have it set up for a robot to give you confirmation. So it'll tell you, hey, we got a trade. Do you want that trade? So this way you can decide if you like that trade or not. Then I have another one that takes it automatically. So it's awesome. Now the reason why it's awesome, you don't even know yet. This will blow your mind. The one that takes the trades automatically, I set one up because it's able to take a couple more trades in the same direction. What happens is it's able to do 2 times the amount of trading that a normal bot can do, which is what I was hoping that the Double Trouble would do, which did not do it. It did it, but not as volatile as this one. So it's pretty awesome. So right now, let me show you the specs. Let me show you what the strategy tester did when I tested it. I took a $3,000 account and I ran it through the tester. Now, in 1 year's time, it went to $71,000. I mean, that is astronomical. And it's probably only going to do it for the Euro-US dollar pair. I think the other ones will be a little bit less. And then some of the pairs won't work. You'll have to actually do half that amount of money because the trade size is too large because they have an ADR that's twice as large as the Euro-US dollar. But since the Euro-US dollar is consolidated most of the time, it works awesome with this system with no stop loss. So because of that, it has this crazy equity curve that just goes up, up, and up, and it just keeps making nothing but money. Now, in the very beginning, I'd be worried about it. I'd probably trade smaller and take maybe 5 months to get going. And then once it got going, I would go back to what the size were on here, which were 2 lots, I believe, or two and a half lots. But you see, even in the beginning, it had no trouble. But if you started it in this area here, you might have a little trouble. So it depends where you start. So therefore, I would probably start it with a 0.5. And as you get it going, take a little bit longer, but it's like a train. Once you get it going, from there you can start bumping up your lots. Stop the robot, turn up the lots. Stop the robot, turn up the lots. And then look out, it just goes. This thing just makes nothing but money. It's incredible. It blows my mind. I didn't think a robot could even make this kind of money. I thought only manual trading could do it. So in the beginning, I'm going to do manual trading until I can get up enough money to come up with about 5 grand. This one was 3. I don't think I would do it unless I at least had 5. If I did do it with 3, I'd just do a 0.5. and let it grow slowly until it got up to about 10,000. And then from there, I'd start bumping it up, start cranking in the heat. And you can see when it cranks in the heat, it just goes up. I mean, it goes from $3,000 all the way up to 71,000. I mean, that's crazy. And that's 1 year. So, and this is the whole year's time. So you can see it's pretty much the same throughout. It's the same line across. It went up a little steeper here, then it leveled out just a little bit, but it still had a great up. So now I don't even know what that would be, $71,000 if you divided it monthly. So I think it's about $3,333. I think I did figure that out. So I mean, that is pretty crazy to have that much money a month from $3,000. So at least from a starting point. Usually you need 10 or 20 with some of these other robots to get that kind of money coming in. So anyway, I'm just shocked. I'm so happy. Now, the reason why it's called Sharon's bot, I'm sure you're going to be asking me that question. It's very simple. I was in the trade room with Sharon. We were going over all this stuff, and I was explaining her the difference between this arrow and that arrow. And I told her, hey, if you do this, instead of the arrow being way up here, I could move it down to here. And when I started looking at that, and I said, I just think you gave me a great idea for a robot. So that's why it's got that name. So she helped me do this, and I appreciate it. And I don't know, I can't say enough. She's awesome. She came up with this idea, at least she planted the idea in my head because she had me explain to her what these did, and I found another location to put these and to put them together. And it just, I don't know, it's just, and then I ran it through the tester and I just almost fell down. I was actually happy when it made the $30,000, but then I kept bumping it up because it looked like it would had plenty of room to go higher with the trade size. So once I bumped it up, man, it's just crazy. I'm just not even believable. I mean, just to have a robot that made half that money would be awesome. So in the beginning, if you cranked it down and let it, slowly get going until it gets bigger. But man, once it gets to about 10 grand, look out. Lock and load, let her go. The train's moving. So I'm excited. I hope you're excited. All the robots are for sale for one price. It's on the website. You get all the robots, or you can get the system only, or you can get both. I give you a discount if you get both. So anyway, if you want to make money hands-free and easy and with something that you understand because you can see it on a chart, this is for you. All right, guys, I'm going to get going. Got other things to do. I got to get back to trading. So have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Okay, bye-bye.